Finding the Voices talk show by Monica Ibudam.
I'm a huge fan of Finding the Voices.
You're doing a great job for Manipur.
Manipur bu prithivida masatak pa
good positive voices and make those voices more visible.
Wanted our voice to reach in all the corners of the world.
Interesting people.
Been finding voices on
people from our own place.
Share positive stories and inspiring stories and bring out the good stories of Manipur.
Finding the Voices.
Boss came. Boss told me there is no vacancy at all. Then I told any post, any job is okay. Then he told, can you do sweeping? I told yes, no problem, because I was ready to do anything. Then he told me, are you seriously okay with it? I told yes, no problem. Then he told, okay, then I'll appoint you as a caretaker for sweepers. Morning, all the staffs come by 9 o'clock. So before 9 o'clock, I have to come 7 o'clock to the office, and I have to see that those sweepers are sweeping properly, clean. And they don't steal things from there. They don't take out the garments, or they don't take out anything from the office. That much only you have to look after. 7 o'clock you come, and 9 o'clock you go. And during lunchtime you come 1 o'clock and then go back 2 o'clock. This was the job which I was offered for the first time, and I was so happy. Even today, even if the chief ministers come and open my factory, I will not be that happy like on that day when I got this sweeping job. I was so happy, and the owner asked me how much salary you expect, and I was again still I was too afraid that I may lose it. If I ask anything more, I may lose this job. I asked 1,500 is enough. The owner, who is Bharat Mehta, his name is Bharat Mehta, he is my God actually. Even now also I regard him as my God. Bharat Mehta told me, see, 1,500 is very less, you take 1,750. 1,750 is the first salary I was offered, and I enjoyed for my lifetime. This is how we start working. But everybody was shocked that a person so well educated doing that kind of odd job. It was a talking point in the office. And that time I ran away from home with one short pen. I don't have long pen to wear and go to my office. So my wife the pen. She came with she wore one pen that time. So I was using her pen to go to the office. I don't have a second pair even. When I start working there, she coming back 9 o'clock and then wait for 1 o'clock. It was so boring in the house and no point staying in the house. So what I have decided is after 9 o'clock, I again went to the same office and I went to the administrative officer telling that I'm so boring to stay in the house. I want to come and help you. Do you have any work like that? I sit when on his table, no side of his table. I took one stool and always I used to sit. And if he has to take Xerox or anything, I used to take and I learned how to take Xerox. And when he was calculating salary, then when I see how he calculate, immediately I know how to calculate. And I start telling him, I will calculate and give you. Then he told me, you manage driver, send this driver, you keep this person for this work, you see that this is over. Like that I start doing all his job. Fourth month from the day I joined Meta Export, I become administrative officer and he become my assistant. This is how I moved.
But for 4 months you continued the
I continued
job?
Sweeping job, and I was doing sweeping. Even to the boss, I told you take off this sweeper, I will sweep because they are not cleaning properly. When I start sweeping, the other ladies also got afraid. Then they clean properly. Then after that, and then when my boss asked me why you have done this one, I told, see, if I do this one, they will be worried that I may take off their job also. Then tomorrow they will clean. So there's no need to worry for them. And after that, the effectiveness of cleaning even is so increased that we don't need to be after them. So this is how he knew about me. And drivers are working as per timing, coming. See, they were so happy working with me. So in 4th month, I become administrative officer, and the administrative officers who appoint me there, he was so happy to work as my assistant, and he was working under me for almost 3 years. After that, he was so happy to work with me.
So after 4th month, you continued as the administrative officer?
Yes.
Okay.
In this gap, in this gap, we were struggling very badly because our salary was only 1,750. My wife was just idle at home because even though she is educated, just idle at home. My colleague in the office, everybody was telling me, your wife is also well educated, why she is staying in at home, why she is not going for job. I told, see, if the job opportunities is there, she will surely go. We don't have that, is why she is at home. Then one of my colleague named Chitra, she told her children, her kids is studying in one of the best schools there in Tirupur. There they prefer those who speak English for teaching job. If your wife goes there, immediately they will take. I told, yes, tomorrow please take and go. I am so happy, you please take. Next day, she came and took leave from the office. To take a day leave or half day leave from Meta Export is a very big thing. Normally, it's a very tough job to take a leave from there. So he told, no, I have taken leave, and you tell your wife that we will go after lunch. I was so happy that they are going for this job interview. I came hurriedly to home and I informed my wife that time, then you have to go. Now she's ready. But we realized we don't have 1 rupee also because she has to spend at least 3 rupees up-down bus. We don't have even 1 rupee. So I came back, but I cannot tell her that I don't have 3 rupees. So I came and told my wife is so arrogant and she doesn't cooperate. You please don't worry. She's not coming. Then she told me, no, I know. See, take this. She gave me 1 5 rupees coin. Go, give this to your wife, tell her to get ready and come. Then I was so happy with that 5 rupees that I came back and I informed her. She was so happy. She went for interview, we got job, And
So there were like a lot of people who helped you
yes,
on the way.
to be remembered, to be remembered still, because I still remember their name. Because
Right.
after that I met so many thousands of people.
Right, but
I am not
they
a
are people who changed
yes,
your
yes.
life.
I am a person who always forget name. I normally don't remember. Even my friend or anybody will call me, or when we just pass on to the road, when my friend call me hi, then I will not remember his name, or then even my wife will tell me, hey, he's that one. Then I will say, yes, like that. Because normally I don't remember names. But there are some people whom I will never forget, like my friend Paujal Chauba, which I will never forget in my life, because all this happens because of our mischievous things which we were doing together, like this Chitra, Santi Madam, who helped me in the office, the administrative officer, Mr. Kuldeep. These are the people. Then from then onwards, my life starts moving. My life starts moving. Because I want to start. Previously, I was thinking of taking this garment and sell. Now I am into this line. Then I come to know that, see, there are a lot more things which I can do. Then the factory was doing export. I was thinking of starting export business, and to start export business, then I need to do. Everybody, when any of my merchandiser or quality controller, when they touch a garment, they used to say this is 160 gram, 120 gram. I used to think that they are so well educated. It must have taken years together to get that experience. And if I also can tell this way, then it will be so good that I was thinking that this is what I want to do, which I never felt when I was studying. When during my studies, even that time, if I start feeling like this, I would have become somebody on that line. But I never felt that way. But when
You
I
were
was
not
working,
motivated and
yes,
you
when
didn't get
I
inspired. But with the garment,
Yes.
just seeing how they're working, you knew this is what you wanted.
this is
to
what
do.
I want. Then, being an administrative officer, I doesn't hold there only. I went to my boss and I told sampling department. In sampling department, I want to work as a helper also. I will do
Because
administration.
you were ready to learn.
I want to learn. I want to learn whatever it is there. And the time is so limited, because I was approaching, must be around 30, 26, 30 that time. And I want to set up something by 35. So I went to sample department as a helper. I was lifting the fabric roll, garment, whatever box is there, I am just moving. By that, I was looking after the pattern maker who make pattern. Then I was very well experienced pattern master there. Then I started stitching.
Okay.
So I know how to make pattern, I know how to make garments, and I know where the problems arise, from where the problem, which the merchandiser don't know. The merchandiser knew how to do business.
Okay.
But now I know one more things than them. Then I know how to make pattern, I know how to make garment, and in plus point is where the mistake is coming from. That also can be identified since I knew both. Then after that, I told my boss that I want to go out as a quality controller. He was always happy. He was always happy that for me, I regard him as my God. Even now also, always, whenever I start anything in my life, I'll always remember him, and even the way how I operate here is his model. His way of operating, his way of...
Because he has always encouraged you and
not
given
only
you the opportunity.
See, the things is in my cabin he put one camera. It is not only to find my fault. It is that camera is not meant to see that I have not taken out anything from there. It is to support me. This is what I used to inform to even to my workers,
Right.
that I am installing camera not to see that you are stealing something. I want to see where you are making mistakes so that I can correct. This is the motive of my boss. Why when he fixed a camera, and when I took the interview for people who come for job, he used to tell me, you have to look your eyes straight. You don't look down. You have to see that how he, when you offer the salary, What is this expression that you have to mark and you have to write in the application? All this. So small thing which is very, very useful now. When I run an institute like this, that experience counts a lot. Counts a lot because, see, those are the things which I will not get again in my life. So that way he taught me, and then I start working from quality controller, then become merchandisers. That time, one new thing started in export line, that any export company who want to export has to be ISO certified. Without ISO certification, the buyers don't want to place order because the child labor and all this, the labor issue was, lot of the labor issue was there. And since the ISO, until and unless ISO is certified, they don't want to place order. And my boss also, so it's not so easy, man. He has called one person who can implement this ISO system as a consultant. He charged 17 lakh at that time because we have to start all the documentation from scratch. In Tirupur, the system was not at all there. People comes work and we pay and go.
And it has to be ISO certified.
Because all the document has to be started from the scratch again. The person was asking 17 lakh or 19 lakh rupees, 17 lakh I suppose. So
to get the company certified.
To get the company certified, to get all the documentation ready. So he told me there is an option, Vasu. If you want to go for internal audit training, which costs 3 lakh rupees, I am ready to spend that one. Can you go this training? I said, yes, no problem. I went for this training. I completed the training in 6 months. And I am a certified internal auditor for ISO. Then all the department in Mehta Export Corporation, I work in all the department. Every month I change my department. So every department I set up all the documents.
So you learned a lot in that process.
I learned a lot. I learned a lot in that much that to learn a company it's so easy.
Right.
I work in one department for 1 month. I kept all the document ready to be audited. Again, I go to another department. I work in that department, keep all the documents. That way, in 8 months, my Mehta Export is got the ISO certification, and after that BSCI certification. See, that way the Mehta Export has grown up to one level to be, and then I become general manager. And in Tirupur,
from a sweeper to general manager.
It was
the same company.
In the same company. Even just to, even for my boss to take a garment from Mehta Export to his home, he has to take my signature. So that much authority was given to me, and I was enjoying means a level where I am satisfied that I am this man today.
So how many years?
I worked as a general manager for 10 years.
Okay.
Then I knew.
Okay.
But
that is so, I mean, like that's a...
Monica, Finding the Voices.
Finding the voices.
Finding the Voice.
I could see my father. Who came to meet my headmaster because he was unable to pay the fee. I'm sorry.
Because we need such story for people to have faith in the government and the system that yes, it's working.
Let's bring peace in our home state, Manipur.
Who have got the job without bribery, they will do justice to their job, and they will help raise the standard of Manipur.
Me machine crack do. I adu paraga tingogi.
Nè, hai đi. Hai đi đi, và cô.
huge jump, right?
Yes, see, even in when I was working working as a general manager, the other counterpart of any other export company, their age is above 60. Mostly the retired general manager of any other government
So I think
offices.
it was your zeal to learn,
Yes,
and it was, I mean, nobody offered you, okay, do this, do that. You carved your own path. You knew that you wanted to learn this, and you didn't mind like doing any odd job or anything to climb to that
it is
step.
like that.
Right.
And one more things is, even when we meet foreign buyers, they used to be so happy working with my boss and me, because normally the merchandiser don't know that much about the garment. When they have a doubt of this armhole shape is getting big problem, normally we need to call the pattern master, we need to call the tailor during the meeting and find out what is the problem. But in our case, immediately I'll tell this is the problem.
Because you worked in all the department and you had the knowledge and skills.
That is the
and
difference.
expertise.
So they were so happy. But when they were so happy and asking, they will always, normally they, after working for 1 hour, half an hour, 1.5 hours or 2 hours, they always ask one question to my boss: what is his qualification? So previously it was so awkward to tell them that I am a microbiology graduate, because
what you're doing and what you're
it shows a totally opposite things. So my boss started telling he was a sweeper. It becomes a marketing line later on.
Okay.
Because
to show that you can grow in the company.
Yes. To show and see, even for my boss,
right,
he transformed a sweeper to a general manager who is the master, who knows everything about garments, who knows everything about administrations, and who knows everything about all the garment legalities. A bit studies of my law is helping me.
Yeah, the company also grew. And,
grew. It
got
grew.
ISO certified, lot of certifications.
During a meeting in Tirupur, all the exporters have an association called Tirupur Export Associations. Whenever there is an issue or any new development, Tirupur Export Association used to have a meeting of all the general manager or all the owners. If the owners is not going, the general manager represents. When I go for meeting, people thought one driver has come in mistakenly. Means they never expect that I am the manager of the company. Because my face was so funny in when it comes to a group of Tamil people, no? I was so different from them, and even though I look old here, but compared to the Tamil groups, no? When our white color skin goes in there, we look so young that they feel that I am a driver or I must be some assistants coming in. They used to tell me, no, this is for meeting, you please wait outside, like that. They used to tell, even up to that extent.
Okay.
So I was so junior compared to what I was doing. But all I'm telling you, all because of this Mr. Mehta. But
Mr. Mehta did give you the opportunity, but I think to your credit, you put a lot of hard work, and
that is because he has given me chance.
Right.
If
so
he don't,
I think both.
If he don't give me chance,
you would not have reached.
But
he saw the potential and your
because he is a visionary.
Learn. Right.
He has, the vision what he has is a different vision. And till today, he has given me a training during my tenure, when I was working there in my starting stage. He gave me a training that what you are planning to do tomorrow, you write and come. I used to write, and next day, whatever I do, I finish, I tick. And he used to ask me, whatever you write and whatever you tick is not important. Whatever you have done, but you have not written, that is important. How much you missed. That means you are not thinking about that work today. What you are going to do tomorrow, I have not thought of that one. So that way I practiced, he practiced with me for almost 1 week, 2 weeks. Then he told me, you write for a week time. for a week. What I need to do, I start writing. Then I see that I don't miss it. That way we started.
So planning.
Planning in the mind. That you don't miss what you need to do. Then he told me for a month you start thinking.
So planning ahead and cross-checking that you have delivered
then,
and
that
executed
way.
that.
So month-wise I start thinking. We missed, I missed, he also missed. And we start thinking of 2 months, 3 months. He will tell Vasu, you also think, I will also think. Let us see that we don't miss.
So you started projecting and planning for the company together.
For the company. Because in another 1 year or in one and a half years, I started thinking about a year. What I need to do in a year. What I need to do in February. What I need to do in the first week of February. What I need to do in second week of February. Like that I started thinking. Now I am thinking for 10 years. I started thinking for 10 years.
So from that early exercise of a daily planning, you have gone to weekly, monthly,
this is very important. Whoever is watching our talk should try to plan this and should try to copy this module. It is very, very useful. Before I come to Imphal, this factory, Manipur Creation, come to Imphal, I knew where I am going to keep my machines. I knew where I am going to keep my shop, and I knew what I am going to sell and what I need to do.
So
because
you have changed so much from the time you
Yes,
stepped out from
that
your
time
house where you didn't know anything,
Yes.
you didn't plan anything.
See, when I want
you
to
didn't
start
know
a
what you're
shop,
going to do.
when I want to start a shop in Bangalore, I purchased garment. I given deposit for the shop, but I don't know. I don't have.
You didn't know
I didn't have the interior.
Right.
And when I went to Tirupur, I didn't know that I am not going to get job because the planning was not there.
So now Mr. Mehta has taught you a lifelong lesson which has really changed
That
and
is very,
impacted
very
the
important.
way you're working.
That is very important, and that this exercise can be transmitted to anybody.
Right.
Anybody, any youngsters. It is very, very useful. That is why when my factory shifted from, when we planned to shift my factory from Tirupur to Imphal, I start manufacturing this product called Manipur Creation in Tamil Nadu and start selling this product 1 year before factory reached here.
Okay, so before we jump into that, so okay, you're still working with Mr. Mehta.
Mr. Mehta, and then now I started thinking of setting up my own. But to be with him, it's not possible. To be with him, I cannot start my own. But I was ready, and I was sure that now I have to decide. That time I was given, he gave me 2 vehicles for my own use, a big bungalow with the salary of 75,000. So to leave that job and start off my own, or to continue with that job, was what confusing me very much.
It was a difficult choice.
Very, very, very difficult
well
choice.
Established and financially you were sound.
And
it was
and the respect what I get, even the superintendent of police, even commissioner, whoever is there, we were so close, and the respect what I enjoyed there was only because of Mehta Export only. So if I leave this, I'm not going to get anything. This was what very well known to me, but I have to leave this to start, and to start with is a very, very, very new things once again. So whether I should do it or not was very confusing. Again, now my parents comes into the picture. They said no, don't do it. Or any parents also will tell, because when you are that well settled with by that time I have constructed my house, I have my own car, so much development
in
Tirupur. My both kids studying in the best school there. But
so how did you get married? Going back.
See, we never had any ceremony like that.
You never had any formal ceremony.
Any formal ceremony. We just came home. That must be my daughter's first kids. My daughter's Manahutpa must be 3 years, my 3rd year. Morning was my daughter's Manahutpa, and afternoon we just went. I just went. That too, I went alone to her house to have the formal.
Okay, that
formal this one lokotpa.
Okay.
And I was not knowing that lokotpa is almost like wedding. I thought only I need to go and pray, go and just Koijam and then come back. Like that I thought. I went alone. Everybody up to now, even now, it is one talking point that for in his lokotpa day he came alone. I was not knowing.
Okay.
And I have to leave on the next day.
Okay.
Next day, it just happened like that. It was just formal, and till today, in my life, I never attended any marriage.
But you regret that both of you did not have a formal
It
ceremony.
happens. It happens. That is why I'm just thinking that I should not attend any marriage in my life. I don't attend, except for my daughter and son and my younger brother. My younger brother, I attended. But other than that, I am waiting for my daughter and my son. In between, I don't attend wedding normally. I don't go.
For sentimental reason.
Because I don't want to see. I don't want to see that in my life. But anyway, it happened. It happens, and it is just gone that way. When I want to start this factory there in Tirupur, again I start using the model which Mr. Mehta taught me, that you start thinking. Now I start thinking. I don't leave. I don't leave the company. I start a small factory where we do only checking of garment. In Tirupur, no, the system works like this. Factory does not have everything like what I have here. Since that is a very industrial, very big industrial town, one factory does only stitching. Okay. One factory does only knitting. One factory does only finishing, where they do checking and cutting thread. One factory does.
It's not an end-to-end production.
End-to-end production. It is just job
one
work.
Single job, and they collaborate, and
yes.
the end product is finalized.
If it is my factory, I do stitching. I take yarn, give for knitting. From knitting, I take fabric, I cut and stitch. Again, I give for checking. Again, bringing back. If I give for washing, then pressing, then bringing back and sew. This is the system there. Out of all this, the easiest and the cheapest way to start is checking.
Okay.
Because there you don't need any machinery.
Okay.
I don't have any machinery.
Checking is the last point where it's finalized.
Last point where they stitch. I need only one table and some tube light where you can check.
Right. And then
that's
you
it.
spot.
You spot this is the mistake. Mistake I've given
back.
separately. Past piece given separately. We charge 1 rupee. Some other complicated piece 150. But we do in dozens, in thousands. So we earn enough money. When I was working still with the Mehta Export, I opened this small checking center. Okay. I told Mr. Bharat Mehta, my wife has to start something for her time pass, and I have to start this. That is the way how I start. Okay. I want to see how much it runs. When nobody expects that I will leave the job and I will come back, because this is compared to all the other jobs, this job is considered as a third-class job in the industrial line.
I see.
Until the person who don't have anything, those people only does this work, because you don't need machinery. Just you just need some workers. So nobody thought I will come into this picture. Okay. After being up to that level, coming down to that level, nobody expect. But one day decided that I have to leave. I left Mehta Export. Then I started working 24 hours for this checking center. My checking center was called 24/7 checking center. Okay. Means we never stop. Anytime, whenever you want to send piece, we are ready to work. I came to Imphal. I have taken some 7-8 boys and girls, took them there. I trained them how to do checking in my home, my house, which we purchased there, which we constructed there. In that house only we started this factory. Okay. From there, we started getting a lot of orders. We started making more and more checking. Then we shifted to a rented place which is a bit bigger than this.
Okay.
Then again to a little more bigger press. It all happens in a span of 5-6 months. Within 5-6 months.
So this was in
2013.
13. Okay.
2013, and from then onwards, life becoming again a very, very complicated stage again, because the money what I was earning is not what
you were
is totally
getting at
gone,
that time.
and whatever I earn not enough to pay salary for my employees.
So
I started again, whatever I earn from the export, it start going out. It's draining
Your savings was depleting.
Yes, it's almost going, almost coming to the level where I should not spend further. Everybody was telling that, see, we told you, no, don't leave. Now you are, and all the, by that time, lot of family and friends start working in Tirupur because of me. I have appointed them to make the export. A lot of work, lot of friends and family start working there. They got job because of me, and I given them. We were so close when I was working, but at that moment when I need so much help, nobody was around me. But then I realized again, see, this is the life. Even my wife to consult with. For my life, no? My wife and me, we console each other. That time also, we knew we made a mistake. That we have started this, but still, I was always telling my wife, yes, we will grow. The only thing which I like about my wife and our relationship is, when I say we will come up, she always believes that we will come up. And she will fight for me with any relatives or anybody that he will come up.
Like you stood together.
We stood together, and sometimes I feel I have to tell that we will come up, but just to tell I am telling. But in my heart, yourself. Still I am 50%. I have a doubt that we may not come up. But to her face and to her, I can see that she believed that we will grow.